where we're going to use our creativity, when to use it optimally. So this is part 2. We're going to talk about the program. The program. We're going to talk about the nucleus, right? And to do this, we're going to go through the whole outline. So we're going to talk about the prescription, then the base training. These 3. We're going to talk about why this is a specific order: endurance, strength, power, unloading, and preparing for battle. One thing, right, that I do want to emphasize, okay, is periodization. It's very important. I'm so, like, I gotta be honest, curious why a lot more programs inside of fitness do not focus tons of their time on explaining to you guys, their clients and trainees, what periodization is and why it's so freaking important. I don't understand. It is the crux of all programs. It's like you can go into the gym or you can go and get this fitness DVD set. You already have the assumption that you're going to keep doing this until you get results, but that's not how it works. What usually happens is this: burnout. You get tired of doing the same exercises. You go to that coach that you love so much, and his or her programs don't do it for you anymore, and you get burned out. That's natural. So we have to find a way not to get burned out. Look, periodization as described by Leo Matveyev, and I'm sure that's, I'm going to try my best to say the man's name, was the preseason, season, postseason, and offseason. You're going to divide up your training year into these areas, and from there, you're going to schedule workouts that optimize. That's to optimize the response, right, to training. Avoids burnout. Okay? Moving along, we're going to talk about endurance training. Now, here are the keystones of endurance training. Remember from the chart, this is a long duration of fitness, not power bursts. We don't think of endurance training as powerlifting, Olympic lifting. We don't think of endurance training as just kettlebell snatches, right? This is a very low 1 rep max percentage. It's probably even less than 45, but in the gym, I'm always looking at 50% of a 1 rep max. We're definitely more than 3 minutes. I mean, I put 3 or more, but it's 4.5. Last training camp with Mark is 4.5. And we have this great rest ratio of 6-1. Okay? So if we work for 3.5 minutes, get 30 seconds AR. And we're looking at the slow twitch muscle fibers, which are the type 1. Okay? They're the skinniest. They have a bunch of mitochondria. Our volume might be, our work rate might be high, but our intensity is not. All right? Strength training. When I say strength training, I'm literally talking about the strength eponymous to strength and conditioning, which is the energy system of strength, not the ability to lift something really, really heavy, like you're strong, but actually this energy system. Okay, up to 80% of a 1 rep max intensity. We're looking at less duration, all right, and less heart rate. Okay, let me go back. Look at this heart rate. It's right around what we call the aerobic threshold, where our body starts to think about going into steady state, and it does not return to resting levels until way later after an oxygen, your oxygen debt, as it's called, is recovered. Your post-exercise burn, right, taking place. This is 1-to-1 work to rest ratio, You bang for 2.5 minutes. You rest for, I mean, that's a long time. But we would rest for maybe a minute. But that's because this got our heart rate to 155 most of the time. All right. You're going to see that if we're driving our heart rate to 155 hard, we're going to need a longer rest time. Even in the gym when I'm teaching classes today, I'm always, some people are ready to go. Some people are taking a little bit longer for their next set. And I always look and see how much did the person who's ready to go lift the last set. Right? So if I take two equivalent people and one's ready to go right away, but they lifted really, really heavy, tells me that they're in tremendous shape. Whereas someone that takes a lot longer and also lifted heavy, that's more along the lines of what we want. That's more average, right? Whereas someone that's didn't lift very hard and takes forever to get ready for the next set, it's like, yo, maybe you have more work to do inside the gym. We're looking for fast twitch, all right? 2A, all right? Those are fast twitch. Fast, they're also oxidative. So we're a little bit of the slow twitch, a little bit of the fast, right in the middle. Lastly, power. We're looking at almost maximum intensity. We're looking for very short durations of time. We're looking for a sprint. We're looking for a hard fought Oli. We're looking for a huge work to rest ratio, 3 or even more, mostly active. We're looking for maximum heart rate gains of 170, 80, 90 if you're really young. 2x muscle fibers, the biggest in the body, the ones that have at least amount of mitochondria in them. That's what we're looking for power training. We're going to introduce the concept of unloading, where we just did 3 weeks of base training. We did a little bit of power, strength, and endurance, didn't we? Well, what are we going to do after that? We're just going to go right back into it and do it again? No. All right? No. What we do is we optimize for more training later on. Okay? What that is or correlates to is unloading. The end of a base week, which is those 3 G-system loaded microcycles, we want to focus on everything. We want to kind of get the athlete, maybe you're the athlete, we want to get your muscle memory, as they call it, which is just kind of your motor unit response. We want all of those things to be still really, really active without sacrificing our performance gains in strength, power, or endurance. So what we do is a little bit of everything. We also, this is where I like to optimize for agility, because our agility can be very powerful, be very slow and grindy. It could be both in one session, where one agility drill we do weighted for a short amount of time, and then we take off the weight vest and we go long. I've done that with Mark Salgado, right? I had him with the weight vest and doing depth jumps, and then we take it off and we continue the depth jumps. We do stuff like that and unloading. Also, for example, with the Warrior Chris Washington, we would do a lot of reflex drilling. We would do a lot of agility ladder. We do, again, it can vary. It could be real interesting, fun stuff. Tennis balls. We were tossing tennis balls on the Bosu for reflex drills. This is unloading. This is our way to kind of unload the body's demands of just hammering away and increasing power per se, right? Give the body a chance to recoup, reinforce those motor units, get back an all-around athlete. I guess we could call it cross-training in some regards, right? We have here the tapering, all right? And that's what I call the sharpening, which is the hurricane style workout, But I use what we like to call Tabatas for our tapers. Keeps our competitors sharp. We depreciate weightlifting when we taper. Use our body weight a lot more. Don't go in for soreness and muscle fatigue. We promote recovery, positive amino balance for building. We're going to talk about battle preparation, and this is just our mindset. Like, what do we do? How do we configure the mind for competition and event status? We use imagery, use motivational techniques. We imagine ourselves, we counter negativity, we use music, we prepare for the worst, but remember why we decided to compete.